Eugene Hearing and Speech Center started in 1955 when a group of parents got together because they wanted to make sure that there were services for children who had in Lane County. We folks infancy all the way to who's 104. The beauty of the model that we help offset the cost who don't have the ability to pay. So it really makes those services accessible for families. Eugene Hearing and Speech Center started in 1955 when a group of parents got together because they wanted to make sure that there were services for children who had hearing and speech issues here in Lane County. We serve folks from infancy all the way to, we have a patient who's 104 years old. The beauty of the model that we have is that we do have folks, if you have the ability to pay, that you help offset the cost for those who don't have the ability to pay. So it really makes those services accessible and available for all families. Our vision for the center is to be the premier hearing and speech center south of Portland. Our mission of the work that we do here is to provide the best quality treatment, evaluation, advocacy, and access to speech and hearing services regardless of anybody's ability to pay.
We do have the most comprehensive array of services available, and many of the services that we offer you cannot find elsewhere. I had a lady many years ago who was wearing hearing aids and came in because she couldn't hear. She wasn't hearing well with her hearing aids. And through the testing, we determined that she had otosclerosis and sent her to an ear, nose, and throat surgeon who was able to restore her hearing through surgery. She was just ecstatic. She was so happy that she had come to a place who could help her find the medical cause of her hearing loss and not just give her hearing aids.
You realize how much we take communication for granted. Just even if you're frustrated one day, to be able to say, oh, why isn't this working? Or to be, congratulations, that's awesome. You know, we take that for granted, and so working with this population kind of, you know, brings you back to the basics, being able to give that gift back of communication again. There's not really words to describe it, as cliche as it sounds.
We have a spectacular staff. I think probably the most best trained, the most knowledgeable, top-notch clinicians of their kind anywhere in the area.
Although we are a nonprofit, we have a very highly trained staff, well-educated, well-dedicated, highly motivated to do our jobs.
You have a team here who cares beyond anything. I mean, it's not just the hours on the clock. It's, you know, so many of our staff members are here before they're supposed to be and working well past what their ending hour is, or sending emails to doctors or emails to parents or follow up with teachers. And the commitment is unlike any other team that I've ever worked on.
I first got involved with the center when I was 4 years old. I'm 42 years old now, so I've been involved a long time. And at that time, I had been diagnosed with the hearing loss, and the center diagnosed it as a 90% hearing loss. And so two things happened, is that I needed to be fitted with hearing aids at that time, and for a 4-year-old, to get my hearing back and to be able to function in society. And the other important event that occurred was I needed to have speech therapy to catch up in my speech language skills. A couple of years later, when I was about 6 or 7, the hearing aids got better, so my hearing got better. And I remember sitting in the audiologist's room, and the audiologist fitted me with hearing aids, and she said, "Michael, can you hear this?" And she crinkled a piece of paper. That was the first time in my life I'd ever heard a piece of paper. 6th grade, you know, I was actually pretty academically inclined, and I have always been, but I had a teacher in math who didn't speak very good English. I couldn't understand her, and so I was actually moved to a lower math class because I could hear the teacher better. My involvement now is in two places. One is a patient, and it's amazing. The technology and the hearing aids they have today is phenomenal. I continue to purchase my hearing aids from the center, and I am also on the board of directors of the center. And I'm a treasurer now, and just trying to help the center do the best it can to help kids and families.
I have Parkinson's about 9 or 10 years into it, and my conversations with friends was degenerating to, what? What did you say? And I realized my voice was slipping down below a threshold, so people weren't hearing me. The training makes me very much aware of what I'm doing with my voice. And I know if I want to change it, I can. I'm in a situation where I don't have to accept what's happening, I can change it. I'm particularly interested in writing poetry about war because I was a combat soldier. And I'd like to explain to people what it's like to be in combat.
Did you pick up all your toys? Good. Hi, Owen. Is that a present from Aunt Debbie and Uncle Jim? Yeah, can you turn the page and show us? What does it do?
The neural pathways from his ears to his brain were fine, but the ones from his brain to his mouth were not all connected. He understands everything that's going on, he just can't express himself the way he'd like to. It's difficult when you are talking to your child and you ask them, do you understand? And you're not sure if they do or not. I know he needs many more years of speech therapy to get where he needs to be, but I think he would be very delayed developmentally in all ways had we not been able to identify this problem and help him overcome it. Last December, right before his 5th birthday, he said his name for the first time.
Owen. Say it again. Owen.
It was right after his bath. We were standing in his room and he just said his own name, and we were shocked.
Put your teeth together and make your smile. And then blow air out. Oh, and you did it! Good job! That was so good!
I held the trunk while Dad covered the roots.
What do you see?
What is that?
What is that?
What are those?
Oh, there's many of them.
Yeah.
And I
What are they, David?
I think I know it.
Worms, you're right.
When David was little, he had lots of ear infections, and so we got tubes put in his ears and realized that he wasn't hearing for the first 2 years of his life. It was frustrating, and he would get frustrated and cry, and I wouldn't know what to do or what was wrong. And being my first child, I didn't even really realize it until I took some time off work and saw other kids his age that were actually having full-on sentences, and he wasn't even saying anything but mama at the age of 2. Now he can say sentences, and I know how to work with him. It's the main thing that they've taught me.
Big, bad.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do it?
Yeah.
How do you ask? I
I
want
want
the pen.
the pen.
I'm always amazed every week I bring him in, and the new words and how the weeks, he just keeps progressing.
Part of what the center brings is joy to everyone's life. And when you don't have the ability to communicate, you cannot participate in life. You cannot, and I can't stress how important that is to be able to communicate with others. And others may assume you're not thinking or you're not involved. No, you want to be involved and you are thinking and you have ideas to share and you need to be able to express that in some way. And so the center, the value that they bring to their patients cannot be measured in dollars or cents.
Every day I talk with people who they feel ostracized or left out. They become a recluse because they don't know what people are saying to them. And it just makes your heart ache to see these people. Oftentimes they'll break down crying because they're just so lonely.
Most people have had someone in their life that's had a stroke. You know, Parkinson's is becoming more common, and oh, my neighbor has Parkinson's, or, you know, yeah, the little neighbor boy, I can't understand him at all. I mean, think of how those lives are affected.
If I didn't get the help that I did, David would not be excelling like he is now, and I wouldn't know how to help him. And I think that he would have been labeled as something that he's not, because he's smart, but he just cannot express what he needs.
I believe that every child deserves a voice, and if there's anything that we can do to help them through speech therapy, do it.
I know that in the community there are so many people suffering right now. Loss of jobs, loss of income, and I know that there are people there that would come to use the center, but if they have to pay for it, they cannot.
As we're watching the budget cuts that are happening, all over the place, but especially in our school systems, we're providing services and helping fill some of those gaps for the school districts.
Really ask yourself, what would my life be like if my voice was taken away? If my ability to hear my granddaughter cry, to be able to hear my wife say I love you, or my husband to say I love you, or to hear your daughter's graduation speech. If that was taken away from you, how would your life be different?
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your incredible generosity and support of the work that we do here at the center. It means the world to our team to know that we have your support and your commitment to make sure that these services are available in our community. And it means the world to our patients that you care to reach out and really help them to be successful in their lives and to help improve the quality of their lives. So thank you from myself, and thank you from all of our team here at Eugene Hearing and Speech for making this possible for us to have this kind of impact here in our community.
I just want to say thank you very much for what you provided at the center. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't speak enough for what your contribution has done or will do to help the children and the elderly of this community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.